I think so often on the media, we're taught that doing more is always going to make you happier. And I agree with that to an extent. I think I do a lot in my day-to-day life when it comes to content and working on projects that I'm passionate about and doing fulfilling work-related things. I love working. That's something that feels aligned with my soul being. Oh, pretty butterfly. But I think we're also taught that the more people we have in our lives, or the more events we go to, the more parties, the more activities and stuff, that we're going to be happier. And, again, as someone who does a lot in my day-to-day life when it comes to physical activity and going to try new places, I love doing all of those things. But something that has been really healing for my soul has been realizing that doing all of those things doesn't mean that I have to surround myself with an insane amount of people to be happy. And that sometimes discernment with which people you are aligned with and which people have similar mindset and goals to you, and spending time with people of that variety actually has made my life feel amazing. And to some people, a lot of people, I live a very quiet life. I mean, my day-to-day schedule consists of, I wake up, I make myself a hearty breakfast, I go to the gym, and I lift. Today I'm going to the gym in the evening because I'm having a content filming day and just enjoying myself, right? And some days I have slower mornings, and some days I have really sped up mornings because I have, modeling things that I have to get to at a certain time, or I have this, it's just, my schedule varies a lot. And so that is why when I have moments of enjoying a quiet, present moment of being able to sit in my backyard and hear the birds. Right now, my backyard's kind of a huge mess because of the windiness that happened recently, and the gardener's coming tomorrow. The gardener's coming tomorrow to fix it, and maybe I'll film something out here. But I've just really, truly realized that this aspect of living a bit more quietly and surrounding myself with, sure, a smaller group of people, but people that I genuinely enjoy being around, Because a lot of instances where you'll hang out with someone and then afterwards you feel so drained. Because think about it, any time that you're spending with people, it's an energy exchange. And sometimes it's not even that that person's a bad person, it just means that you and that person are not mentally aligned. You guys don't always share the same values or belief systems, and there's nothing wrong with that. But people just live different lifestyles, and that's okay. That's really okay. And I think that's something that we really need to understand as a society, is that not everyone is going to think like you. My cat looks really cute. I'm seeing her in the window, and she looks really cute. But not everyone is going to like you. Not everyone is going to think like you. Not everyone is going to want the life that you want. And that is okay. And that does not mean that you should change what you want. In fact, it means that you should keep pursuing it. Because I was talking to someone the other day, and they were talking to me about how they have started to get rid of structure in their lives because they find that when they don't have that structure and they just get a bunch of opportunities, that they can just do a bunch of different things. I personally disagree, and it's okay if not everyone agrees with me on this. I think saying no to opportunities is one of the smartest things you can do. I love saying no, and I love saying no to opportunities that some people think are amazing. Certain modeling gigs or certain stuff that some people say is, oh, it's a really good opportunity for exposure, yada, yada, yada. I love saying no. I love it. Because at the end of the day, when you say yes to everything, you are blocking out time that could be spent doing the right opportunity. And that is my personal philosophy. That's why I love saying no. And that's why, honestly, my favorite word in the English language is discernment. I love using my discernment. Because, for example, right, let's say there's an opportunity that I really want, but another opportunity comes that's similar to it, and I say yes to that opportunity, and then all of a sudden, if that opportunity popped up, it might not pop up because I've already committed myself to a different opportunity. Because at the end of the day, let's talk about physics for a second. Everything is an energy exchange. Everything is an energy exchange. Because at our very core being, humans are made of atoms. From the smallest molecular being, we are made of atoms. And atoms, what are they? They're energy. And energy cannot be created or destroyed, it can only be transferred. And so if energy cannot be created, and we have already committed certain energy to something, then all of a sudden we don't have room for that energy. That's why people always say that spring cleaning, when you want new stuff in the new year or whatever, you have to get rid of a bunch of stuff to make room for a bunch of stuff. Same with people, same with places, same with things, because that's the thing. At the end of the day, you choose what energy you're receptive to. And so that's why I love saying no. I love it. I think it's really fun. Because you have to make room for the right stuff. And that has also led me to living a bit of a more quiet life. Now, that's not to say that I don't hang out with my friends a lot. I do. I see people all the time. And I FaceTime my friends all the time. But I love my peace of mind. I love my peace of mind. There's nothing that I would give that up for. And sure, some people might be bored as hell by this. But at the end of the day, when I think about it, and I think about who I'm going to be buried in a grave with, it's me. And so, if I can't have fun on my own, and if I regret my actions, then I'm going to regret the person that I got buried with, which is me. And there's this quote that I really love that says, when you're born, you look like your parents. But when you die, you look like your actions. And that's why it's really important to choose the actions that you make. And that's why I think, honestly, the mistake that social media has taught us is that we should do things just for money or clout or this or that. When if you just do things that you just want to do and that you feel like genuinely aligned with, yeah, progress might take time. It might be a slow burn, but sometimes that's how the best things are built. I really think we have this misconception that in order to be successful, you have to do what everyone else is doing. But truthfully, that's not how empires were built. If that was how empires were built, then we'd have a million successful empires. But no, an empire is built from someone doing the thing that maybe some people weren't fond of, or something that other people didn't expect to do. Sorry, I am getting like caught looking at all the beautiful things in my yard and all the little bugs flying around. I think it's really fun. But yeah, to build something long lasting, and when I say empire, you know, some people might interpret that in a weird way, but I'm just saying genuinely, if you want to build something long lasting with a strong foundation, if you want to build a house, you can't build it on rocky terrains. You need to build it on a strong, stable foundation. And that's why your decisions matter. And sometimes certain decisions might feel quiet. Sometimes they might feel lonely. Sometimes they might feel this and that. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how it feels right now. Because how's it going to make you feel in a year? How's it going to make you feel in a month? How's it going to make you feel in 10 years? How's it going to make you feel when you're on your deathbed? If you're going to feel good about it, then you made the right decision. And at the end of the day, quite frankly, no one else has to live with the regret that I hold. So that's why I won't jeopardize my goals and dreams and wishes for fleeting fun. Because for me, I just think so long term, and maybe it's because I'm a Virgo and because I have all these whimsical ideas of how I want my life to look. But genuinely, to me, living my life in this way of, I want this, so I'm going to say no to this. Like, for example, I know in my head exactly what my dream partner would be like. And that's why I've stopped dating and hooking up for the past year. Because I know what my partner would do, and my partner wouldn't just want to hook up with me. My partner would build something long-lasting and long-term with me. Or I really want kids. That's something that I've really come to terms with. I want to have kids. I want to be a mother, and I want to give a kid the best life that they can have. But I can't do that if I'm always going out and partying. One, because I have an addictive personality, and two, I need to learn to abstain from substances in order to be able to be a mother. Because if I want to get pregnant, I can't be doing substances when I'm pregnant. And so that's something that I've completely cut from my life. Besides, like, the occasional, like, I mean, a little za when I'm, like, at a friend's birthday or something, or, like, hanging out with friends. But it's very rare. And it's purely because when I think of, oh, I want to be a mom, I think of, oh, well, that's what a mom would do. Or from a business standpoint, I think of, oh, I want to build my dream business. Well, if I want to build my dream business, then I have to make choices that are aligned with that. So that's why I really don't spend a lot of my time watching TV and stuff of that variety, even though it would be nice, even though I'd love to. But I don't do it because I can spend my time learning about something that can help grow those ideas and help build sturdier foundations so those goals can come into place. And if I want to make friends, I make friends by meeting people organically in places that are contained with people of like mind. And I invest into my goals and my dreams and my aspirations. And that's exactly how I live my life. And I love it. I love it, honestly. And I know it isn't everyone's cup of tea. And I know not everyone agrees with it. And I have a bug bite on my calf. But at the end of the day, again, no one else has to live with my decisions but me. So that's not to say that your decisions don't affect other people, but the thing is at the end of the day, you have to choose to do what's best for you so you can be your best self for the people around you. And that's something that I really learned, is that sometimes I do have to choose myself so I can truly help the people around me, because I can't help the people and animals and beings in my life if I don't learn to protect myself and choose myself. And that is some lessons that I've had to undergo.
Okay, it's Miss Girl. We're editing this right now. In case I didn't explain it effectively enough, what I'm trying to say is essentially that sometimes you can't help other people if you've overexerted yourself. And it's important to learn to choose yourself at the right opportune moments so that you can go above and beyond more when you're able to, you know? Does that make sense? I'm not saying don't help people, but I'm saying you have to have that balance.
And I know so many people always think I'm like 30 because of the way I talk and act and live my life. I'm 23. Literally 23 years old. But I live the life of a 75-year-old in a 23-year-old's body. So I've started thinking maybe I should date older, but I don't know. Dating doesn't really cross my mind too often. Although I wish it did. It would be nice to feel the touch of love. But that's another thing, another point of discussion that I might make a whole separate video, is that we've honestly forgotten the significance of the word love and the significance of intimacy, and we've turned it into such a mundane thing. And I was talking to one of my close friends about this today, actually, and I hate that we've made such beautiful experiences so mundane. We say I love you to strangers in passing, when I love you used to be something that we'd write about in our journals and cry about, because we'd say, oh my goodness, this person finally said it to me. I can't believe it. This is the most special moment in my life. And now it's so casual. It's so bizarre. But I really hope that we start falling in love with life again and the beauties that everything holds around us, because truthfully, I see divinity in everything that's around me right now. The wind blowing, the birds like singing, the rustles, the breeze. I love it. This is what life is about. It is not as trivial as we make it out to be. Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video and listening to me ramble and yap, and I'm gonna cut the video here now because what is going on over there? Anyways, like, subscribe. I'm gonna be posting a lot more on YouTube and make a more consistent schedule, and yeah, I'm excited to experience all this with you, and I am gonna go.